welcome to part 2 of our spa day or spa morning.
Yeah, we have 3 hours so we can play around.
But we wanted to sit down and kind of just go through our 2024 season or year. Just do a quick recap for you guys. There's so much that went on this year. I think it's like one of the first good years that we've had in a bit, where like the gym was running smoothly and things were kind of...
The gym opened this year, yeah.
Yeah. So it was a really good year in terms of like businesses and stuff. But as an athlete, we started off the year with Arnold.
Yeah.
In March. We had the Arnold USA and the Arnold UK. Do you want to take the lead and start talking about your experience there?
It's strongman. It's everything happens. There's always chance of injuries and everything that happens. I wasn't at back warming up for deadlift, and I felt a little something in my lats in my last warm up. So I saved it to pull, I think it was 70 pounds more on the platform, and I went to pull it up, and my arm stayed there, and my lat just ripped. So that was, again, a bad luck for Arnold. It's been 2 years back to back that I've been trying to come back for that event, and I keep ruining it. But anyway, basically the silver lining was I was able to watch Sam the whole weekend and enjoy what she actually did to that show, where you got the world record for a double, which was amazing to watch. And it's just interesting that, like, if you had more than 30 seconds, you had another few reps going on for that weight.
Okay, so that was Arnold USA. You got hurt. I got the world record. I also finished, I had another top 3 at the US, which was the stone medley.
Yep.
So I was pretty pumped about that. So that was our US. US was it's always a great time at the Arnold. Like, regardless, like, I know the year before you broke your ankle, whatever, but it's always a good time. Someone's competing, one of us, and it's fun.
It's a family reunion as well. We haven't seen it. We don't see athletes for 10, 12 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the first one of the year, so it's nice. After that, 2 weeks later, quick turnaround, we went to the Arnold UK in Birmingham. Kind of the same roster, a bit different, very different events. I got 2 event wins that weekend. Max still ended up competing. He did what he was able to do that week, which was great. His goal was not to finish last. He finished about mid-pack, which was great. I was actually second going into the last event.
1 point behind.
1 point behind. Obviously, we're going into deadlift, so it is what it is. But I got 2 event wins that weekend. I got the new world record on the one-arm back toss, and I won the Giants medley, which was the yoke to dumbbell medley. So that was a really good March for us.
Yep.
And then let's keep going down that calendar. So April, nothing. May, it's usually Worlds. You got your invite probably 4 weeks before Worlds, so we decided not to do it. And after that, we got... So you had your Eastern qualifier, which was a really tough show for you because it was really heavy in the way.
Didn't
prep. So... And that same weekend, I had my Eastern qualifier. So we both had our Eastern qualifiers for Nationals the same weekend. Max went to Quebec, mine was here. I ended up winning every event, which was like more of like a fun competition for me. Max was a very different story.
It was so funny because we were competing at the same time, and we were texting back and forth, and then I just stopped texting for 2-3 hours because
your phone died.
No, it's just because I wanted you to enjoy your show because I was not doing it.
Yeah,
you're supposed to finish the top 6 to qualify for nationals, and I finished 7th.
So Max did not qualify for nationals, haha. And yeah, so that was like in June.
Yes.
Yeah, and then July, quick-ish turnaround, 5 weeks. North Americans. I think North Americans was one of the best preps that we had in terms of like hitting numbers that we were okay with, and like I hit a massive squat PR at North Americans.
Yeah.
It's like things that were going maybe not great in training ended up coming really well together at the end, and then we were able to show up. So obviously Max like demolished North Americans and did really well. I would say, I was gonna say what was the highlight for you that weekend, but like you had like great performances throughout. So
The full show was great.
Yeah.
Like,
and then so it was you, Hatton, and Bryce on podium. Wes.
that's third. Shit.
Anyway, I know it was you and Hatton at the top, and then Inez ended up winning for the girls.
Tristan was third.
Oh, Tristan Hopes, yeah. And then I ended up being in second, which was really cool because I think I was the only middleweight athlete there. Maybe two of us, and
Yeah.
finishing on the podium is always a good feeling in an open show, especially international. And then, yeah, so that was July. Turn around real quick. Go ahead to Strongest Man on Earth.
Tall class.
You talk about this one.
I was an alternate at the start of this. So that basically gave me a lot of fuel. Not getting invited to Worlds, not getting invited to SMO made me realize how much I love this sport. Like I was gonna retire, this like the year just happened, just because like there's stuff outside of strongman after, and now my body's starting to like not really be healthy for strongman. Like getting injuries really like here and there, but not getting those. It really gave me fire. My training changed a lot. I was a lot more motivated, and it brought the fire back that I was missing the past 2-3 years, and to show like I needed to work to stay there. And it paid off because I got invited to Shaw. I didn't perform as much as I wanted to, let's be real. My best 2 events I got 1 point, so that really sucked, but I'm really grateful that I got the highlight. And then just to describe it, like when you're down, don't give up. Everything's possible if you actually put your mind to it. And when I passed out and I got up and I lifted up my arm to ask for the fans to cheer me on for that last log press, and everybody stood up, I'm like, oh I gotta do it. And it was a great turnout. It was a good show. It's always a good show, but I wasn't as ready as I thought I was. And then
I think you were ready, you just like didn't show up, and that's fine because like you can't, I think expecting of you to show up at 100% at each time is asking a lot of you, and like we can't do it all the time. I mean, obviously we want to, and it would be nice too, but you also have to be realistic in terms of like everything.
there's a lot of
Everything. Like I think the more you grow up, the more you think about like things that you have that are outside of your control, things you can control and can't, and you just gotta roll with it.
Yep.
Okay, so that was SMO. After that, September, you went to Giants Live World Tour Finals.
No,
No,
it was
Giants
log press.
Log Press Championship
Yeah,
in Birmingham.
yeah.
I didn't go. I had my brother's wedding that weekend, but you went. That was in September. That was your last show of the year.
Yeah, last show of the year.
That was your last show this year.
Yep. Yeah. Finished with a bang.
You did. World
Good.
Strongest Man invite.
Yeah, it was a good set of rosters for me.
Events.
If you get a podium at Giants Live, you qualify for Worlds. So my whole purpose was to finish with a bang, do everything that I have to be able to finish.
They were great events for you.
They were
too.
great events.
Like you could have showed up and like, you know, you could have finished the top 5 or whatever, or you could have placed where you placed.
Yeah.
That's where people have to realize like that on switch is super good, but like you can't have it on all the time. And there's days like North Americans and Giants Live where your shows this week, this year.
Yeah.
And it would have been great to have maybe 3-4 other shows like that, but like I think it brought you back to like wanted to work harder and like wanted to be back amongst like the top on podiums. Like you're a podium finisher, so and now that you know that, it's like okay, let's
Keep at it. Yeah, no,
I
exactly.
mean, especially if you desire to, like you said, you wanted to retire and stuff, and I think if you would have gotten all those invites last year and still, you know, didn't perform well,
I wouldn't change anything.
you might have like retired.
Yeah.
But okay, so that was your last show, and
That's your season started.
no, I just had a little bit of like so after that I had Canadians.
Yep.
So we hosted nationals here, Strongman Court Nationals. We hosted, so I had Strongest Women in Canada the Friday night, and then we had our amateurs throughout the weekend. I got my 4th pro title. That makes me 5th 5-time national champ though. I had an amateur, so it's kind of cool. Anyway, I'm coming for JF's record
of 9.
9. I want 10. So such a big statement. The Canadian girls are so strong. So yeah, I got so that was Swick, and then 6 weeks later we went to Scotland for Rogue Invitational, which was my last show, which wasn't planned to be it, but it ended up being it. So like leading up to nationals, I started getting like my shoulder injury started bothering me a lot more than it did. I had an axle that I was getting ready for, and the shoulder pain started going down into the bicep. Long story short, I just had a lot of strongman injuries. I think it's what I'm going to call it. So went to Rogue, underperformed, still managed to win an event, which for me, if we only get 5 or 6 events throughout a weekend, I think it's so dope that I'm able to steal an event win.
Yeah.
It's kind of thing that really does fire me up every weekend. Okay, I might not be able to win the whole show right away or now, but I want to be able to win an event and showcase that I'm the best at something, and that's kind of cool. So the Yoke 2 Power Stairs medley I won at Rogue. And then I decided to not go to OSG afterwards and just get PRP treatment in my shoulder, because we kind of expected me to get an Arnold invite for this upcoming year, so we weren't gonna push the season a little further and then having to
make it worse. To
make a quick turnaround. So we decided to get treatment right away. And
your road prep was really good. You've grown a lot during that prep. You understand your body a lot more.
Yeah.
Especially for training and all those purposes. Like this year was a lot about growth for both of us.
100%.
To understand how much we love the sport and to know what we need to climb up that leaderboard. Like we belong there. We just understand where to grab some points so we don't lose those little precious points here and there, and we're just going to keep climbing the board.
Yeah.
And the fact that like all our stones are at the right spot right now and focusing on being athletes, it'd be a lot better this year.
Yeah. I think what's really hard for me is that like this was our 2nd year at the Arnold, right?
Yeah.
As like with you guys on the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the first year is like, okay, I did qualify to get there, but like there's only the 10 girls there. So there's always like hundreds of other girls knocking at our door, and they could be knocking us out anytime. And it's like I really want to keep my spot there, so I just gotta I always have that pressure of like performing. And then in March getting 3 wins, just like, and then that world record, I was like, okay, like if I can keep things going, like I do belong. And then North Americans was like another solidify, like, hey, tap on the shoulder, keep going. So I'm really excited for what 2025 is gonna bring. I feel like there is a lot more fire in us than there's ever been, which is crazy to think. But
we're doing a lot more work.
Everything could go either way. There's a plan for everything. So, but we're gonna keep showing up. Gonna keep doing our best.
Leaving everything on the platform like we always do. That's what we do, and we enjoy lifting for the fans as well. Especially, I enjoy watching you.
I love competing so much. Like I think you could tell that I like to be on a stage. Like, obviously, like I really enjoy the training, and I think that's what like bottles up. Like it's like it bottles up, and then when we get on stage, it's like let's go. So yeah. All right. Well, that was a quick. Is there anything you want to add to that year? That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I think so. We ended up we finished yesterday with like the really cool little competition in our gym. And I think that made me so happy. Like Khaled made like a really sick video that made it like so much like
worth it. Yeah.
Worth it. And it's cool to see like our like entourage in the gym just being so involved in our lives, and like they want to be part of what we do. So anyway, it was a great year. Great first year at the gym, great year for us as athletes, and we're just gonna keep it bringing. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys did like the video, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. There's plenty more coming, but for now, happy holidays, happy new year. And hope you guys stay warm and cozy, and we'll catch you guys on our next video.
We get sap on the truck.